Thank you, brother. Good morning, guys. What's up, guys? Thought I had to run upstairs real quick. Thank you, sir. This guy waiting for me to leave. He said, hurry up with your content, bro. Nah, it ain't even all that. I gotta go into the gym. Oh, nice. He gonna hit me up. Man, thank you. Oh, he waiting on me like that. Fuck, I thought it. Truthfully, they are a little annoying. Only because of the noise and shit. But other than that, bro, they really do the thing. I wanted to sit in my car and shoot this video, but I'm gonna park up somewhere else. But nonetheless, man, happy Friday. I hope you guys had a blessed and productive week. I'm on my way to the boxing gym just to get a workout in. Feeling a little sluggish today, not gonna lie. Slept in a little bit, which to me, I just realized what time I woke up, which was 6 a.m. Is that really sleeping in, or is that, I'm gonna pull up right here real quick so I can chop it up with you guys. And yeah. So as some of you guys may know, I did go ahead and restart posting on my YouTube video. I was doing Artist on Artist, where it was a podcast where, being blessed to work with so many cool artists, being blessed and just being able to work with so many cool people, I ended up wanting to start a podcast titled Artist on Artist. It's because it was something that I personally like to watch. It's called Actors on Actors. I think it's Hollywood Reporter that does it. Where they'll get two well-known actors to come and talk about, behind-the-scenes stuff, character preparation, storyline, whatever it may be. And I was just a fan of that. So me being, somewhat new to the industry, when I wanted to start the podcast, I was kind of hesitant at first because I'm like, man, I don't really want to sit here and ask questions. So I decided to kind of work with my friends and truthfully enjoyed the whole process. I'm really inspired by other people that are also doing podcasts as well, that are having different artists come on under all different types of artists under the umbrella, not just acting and modeling and show business and all that stuff. But you'll have musicians, you'll have a chef, you'll have different people that have that entrepreneur spirit that really locked in on one thing and just come and talk about their journey. Haven't done an Artist on Artist episode in a while. I definitely want to pick that back up, but that's not why I'm making this video. The reason why I'm making this video is because ultimately, yes, I am going to continue doing the Artist on Artist podcast. I'll continue reaching out to certain artists, good friends of mine, random people who I haven't had the chance to meet, just to bring them on and talk about their journey. At the end of the day, I've had some people pull me aside and want to kind of know how to get started, things like that. And of course, I'm more than welcome to share that information. I have YouTube videos out already on my channel that, give out that information. I feel like for me, information is free. If I get a hold of any information that I feel like people can definitely use to benefit their lives, I'm all about that. A lot of people like to say, hey man, no gatekeeping around me, but practice what you preach for sure. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you come around me, I'm always down to give game if I know about it. You know what I'm saying? If I don't, I do my research and come back the next day, whatever it may be, and we can rediscuss that conversation. It's all love around me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like God will bless you with something, and then also keep a close eye when you get blessed to check the posture of your heart. He's going to stay real close to check to see if you are really going to be fruitful or be selfish. You know what I mean? So there has been times in my life where I have been selfish and it's been taken away from me. God has taken that away from me. And there has been times to where I've been blessed with something. I have been very, kind of hesitant and careful, being that I don't mess up, not to just keep it in my pocket, but actually instead of keeping it in my pocket this time, I want to really present it to the world. You know what I mean? Even if it's not fully done, it's not my job to keep what God has given me to myself. It's to present it to the world. And then with that, of course, God will allow you, through your obedience, through watching you closely, God will multiply that. And then, yeah, that's one way on how you can get more, you know what I mean? But, when you say God's work, really understand what that means, because that's not going to be what you enjoy. It's not going to be what you may enjoy. If you're here really of your, trying to figure out your assignment, I said in my previous video, there's no need to look externally for your assignment, because you're the assignment. God's trying to work on you before you're able to work on somebody else. You know what I mean? It doesn't work any other way. We have so many people looking at one another, judging each other, and it's like, those people are so lost, they don't even know. And that circus will continue, you know what I'm saying, as it should, you know what I mean? But it's not something that we can take part of. You know, there's no gossiping over here. What's the point of gossiping? Where does that get you? Where does judging get you? You know, everybody got something to say. Like I said, everybody got something to say, but nobody has the right answer. You know, everybody just wants to prolong the truth. And that's the reason why I started my YouTube channel, man. That's the reason I'm wanting to re-upload these videos. You know, I was actually afraid to talk about God and Jesus and the truth because of the friends I would lose. I remember telling my friend, really dope actress, really good friend of mine. I remember telling her when we had a conversation recently that I feel like, man, if I speak my truth, I'm going to lose my people. I'm going to lose my friend. In my heart, that kind of hurt, you know, me saying that. I felt like I needed to hear myself say that out loud because it's like, who would you rather choose, your friends, family, or God? You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it be like that. Sometimes it is that. That is your ultimatum. You're either going to choose God or choose the world. Now, yes, love your family, love your friends, but not more than God. Love your job, love your career, love your relationship, but not more than God. Yes, enjoy making money, enjoy creating opportunity, enjoy purchasing land, real estate, all this stuff, show business, but not more than God. You know, what's really ruling your heart? That's what's weighing you down. What rules your heart? Is it the addiction? Is it the trauma? Is it the not taking the step of forgiveness yet? I say that right after trauma because that's how you deal with your trauma, is forgiveness. Not forgiveness of the other person, forgiveness again, like I had said in my previous videos. It's funny, a lot of this stuff is true. You say it over and over again. Dang, there's got to be some truth to that if you're saying it over and over again. To deal with your trauma, you have to forgive. You have to go through that season of forgiveness. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. When you choose to forgive yourself, you're allowing your mind, body, and spirit. You're telling God, I am ready to move on. Yes, you're going to need help with that. Yes, it was traumatizing. That's why it's trauma. It's not something that, you know, it may affect your day-to-day. It may affect your way of thinking. It may have affected your eating habits. It may have affected a relationship, like whatever it may be. It's going to take time, but the first step to get over that trauma is to forgive. Don't just try to work through it without forgiving. Then you're just running in a circle. Then you're going to just keep going back to a starting point. Start with forgiveness. God is going to deal with that person. If it was a person, he or she. Trust me, you want God to deal with that person more than you want anybody on this earth to deal with that person, because God knows exactly how to deal with that person. You think you're strategic, you think you know how to hit the enemy in a certain place. You don't. Allow God to deal with that person. Don't wake up with a vengeful heart, with darkness and evil. That's not gonna serve you correctly. People be lying to you if they're sitting on that side talking about, no, I'm good, I'm doing fine. No, you're not. You're going to bed at night praying for a savior, praying for somebody, if you involving yourself with evil and of that nature. Children of God are not to dibble dally, if that's what they say. You know what I'm saying? We see it from afar, we are not to approach. You know, so many different things that are just coming to my mind right now that I can just, you know, allow the Holy Spirit to just overflow, but I don't want it to be seen as rambling, you know. I feel sorry for the people that are confused, because it breaks my heart, man. It breaks my heart. You're sitting on the fence. Okay, for how much longer? How much longer are you going to be uncomfortable? I want God to make me uncomfortable, not the enemy. I want God to put me through it, not the enemy. And if the enemy's putting me through it, it's because our Father in heaven allowed it to be so. And because of that, I know I have strength to get through it. That's it. That's it. Put your faith in God like there is no tomorrow, because there might not be a tomorrow. Because there might not be a tomorrow. Simple as asking Jesus to come into your heart and be like, Lord, I have tried so long by myself, but this addiction has got me by the neck. This job has got me all the way up to here. This relationship has me all the way up to here. I can't do it by myself anymore. And mean it. And mean it. However that needs to come out. If you're crying, screaming, mean it. Just mean it. Just be serious about what you say for once in your life. When you ask God to come into your heart, mean it. And it's not going to happen overnight. God's going to check. Okay, you've said this before. Pray every single day. I'll tell you guys a story, man. There was a point in my life where the enemy really tried to get in between my relationship between me and my father, me and my dad. My dad is near and dear to my heart. My dad sits in the core of my heart. Of course, nothing above God, but I love my dad. I love my dad to pieces. Was it rough growing up? Absolutely. Was it very physical and punishing and structural? Absolutely. I wouldn't have it any other way. Not for 1 second. I wouldn't go back and change nothing. The enemy tries to get in my mind just evil, hateful, hateful stuff about my dad, memories, things that I used to go through. And man, it was a week of my life to where I was just going through it mentally. I didn't want to come out of my room. I was still living at my parents' house, and I was just having very bad thoughts about my pops. And I prayed and I prayed and I prayed. Man, I was praying hard. Man, I was praying heavy. Let me tell you something, man. The moment you feel the weight lifted off, that just total surrender, and you're praying to God and you're like, Lord, why am I having these thoughts about my dad? What's going on? These are not my thoughts. Lord, I really need you to take control because I can't handle it. And you got to keep in mind, man, it'll come to a certain point where if you don't try to do something about it, the enemy will end up doing something through you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you have to stay prayed up. That's why it's seek today our daily bread, not our weekly bread, not our monthly bread, every day, every day. Yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, it's going to be tough. Yes, there is a specific way to pray. There is a specific way to pray. It's in the Bible. Our Father who art in heaven, we know the rest. If not, go back and read it. But at the end of the day, pray with your heart, your whole heart. Yes, God knows your heart. God knows your intention. But man, pray. Power in prayer. You want to talk about planning? Okay, pray. Don't go get a sheet of paper, write down 85 goals and do it in 6 months and maybe 3 will come to light. Just pray. Pray. Try that exercise. Why not? Why not? We're working out physically. We're working out emotionally trying to get better. We're working it out financially trying to get better. Why not work it out spiritually where it all starts? We're spiritual beings first before we became in the physical. We were spiritual beings first before we became in the physical. What are you talking about? And God knew you in your mother's womb. You're going to go around telling me, oh, I'm afraid to do this because of what she said or what he said or what they think. Bro, what? What? Where we at? 2025, November. Okay, but what are we doing? What are we doing? If you're not going to choose to speak life, don't speak at all, man. If you're not going to choose to speak life, don't speak to nobody at all. You know what I'm saying? Because you might be the only person that can really make or break that person. You might be the only person that really you might be the only person that is the light to that one person. And you're going to choose to speak down on that person. You're going to choose to disservice God and not believe in this person. When they come to you and they want to tell you certain things that they got, what? If you're not going to speak truth, shut up. If you're not going to speak truth, God's truth, who God calls you to be, not your truth. Your testimony, yes. Please, yes. Your testimony, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. The worst of the worst, the broken of the broken, man. I used to hate being sober. The moment I'd wake up, I'd want to get high. I'd want to alter my state of mind right when I woke up. Anytime I'd leave the crib, I'd want to do it. It got so bad to where it was in my pocket 24/7, more than my phone. Pray. Prayer is a weapon. Pray. There's power in prayer. There's absolute power in prayer. When you center yourself and you understand who you are and who God called you to be, your job don't matter. Relationships don't matter. You know what I'm saying? None of that will matter until you get right with God first. Because you'll start to bleed and hurt on everybody if you don't heal yourself. You can't be broken, ready to serve. God calls you, come as you are, yes, of course. But to fix you, but to heal you, but to empty out your pockets, to wring out your heart, the deepest, darkest secrets. Let him know. Let him know. In order to know how to heal, we have to know what the problem is. If you're going through a problem, go to the source of all sources, man. Don't go to a therapist who you have to see 2 to 3 months, pay them money, when you have the ultimate therapist for free. What are we doing? I'm not saying therapy doesn't work. I'm not saying talking to somebody doesn't work. Don't hold it in, is what I'm trying to say. Go to God and give him everything, everything, from head to toe, ear to ear, dude. That's it. People have told me, man, you're so cool, man, you're so peaceful. There's not one thing about me cool unless I submit to the authority and become obedient to Jesus and God. That's it. That's it. There's nothing peaceful about me unless I have Jesus sitting in the core of my heart. That's it. I'm not cool. I'm not peaceful. I'm not. I'd like to admit that I get angry a lot more times than I would like to say. You know, I allow my emotions to dictate my decisions sometimes. So yeah, I'm not peaceful by myself. I can't be. I get too invested into this world if I'm by myself. I can't do that. I've seen what that could make me become. Little things already started to change. I couldn't do that. I could see how, you know, it could affect your life. I choose peace, love, and positivity. I choose Jesus Christ. I choose the living Christ, a God that is living. Not something that we've read, but something that we've experienced. So sometimes when you've experienced something and you try to explain it, you relive it, it's hard to explain it. It's hard to explain it, especially if it's been years ago. It's hard to explain, but you know it to be true. God brings it to you just to make him known to you first. Of course, you get the good news, you're excited, you want to run and tell the whole world, but you see how the world reacts to truth. Damn, we're going on 20 minutes, that's crazy. Pray for one another, man. Pray for one another. We all need prayers. Pray for one another. We're all dealing with things that we don't talk about, that we may feel ashamed, embarrassed, fearful to talk about. Pray for one another, man. I pray in Jesus' name, whoever watches this video, whoever watches this video, man, really feels the touch of peace, really feels the touch of Jesus in their heart, man. And I hope Jesus shows up in your life like never before, because he's always been there. He's a gentleman. He needs your yes. He needs your acceptance. It's a relationship. It's a relationship. You don't just force your way into a relationship. You don't just cut the other person off. God is asking permission to come into your heart, because he gave us the ability of free will. He gave us the ability of yes, to say yes or to say no. And I really, really hope and I pray that you give God your yes. Is it going to be easy? That I could say no. 100%. But will it be worth it? That I could say yes. I love you guys. We're getting on 20 minutes. I'm about to head to the gym. Compliment a stranger, man. Remember who you are under the light of God, being children of God. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.